4 of the XTERRA World Cup saw the return to the Citadel of Namur in Belgium, with all the biggest names ready to battle it out on one of the most physically demanding courses of the series. It's a venue steeped in XTERRA history, and history was ready to be made yet again with a plot twist that almost nobody saw coming. With dangerously high water levels in the Meuse River, the decision was made and the XTERRA World Cup was set to witness its first ever duathlon. The modified format would now begin at the Citadel, opening with a lightning-fast 5k run to thin the field and create the necessary gaps ahead of the series' longest bike course. Pacing would be absolutely crucial, with the final 10km run offering no respite at all. With no short track, 100 points were at stake, with the series now officially at the halfway point. With the run-bike-run format set to decide the race, it was Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen who emerged as the new men's favourite, and rightfully so. The Dane has claimed the fastest run and bike in multiple races this season, with the World Cup win becoming increasingly imminent. But for that win to come, Sloth-Nielsen would not only need to outpace the dominant French trio of Arthur Serrières and the formidable Forissiers, he would also need to take care of local hero and bike run specialist Sébastien Carabin.
Last year I was fighting with Jens Emil, and when I could, I tried to make a little gap, and this is what I did. So it will be a good one and a tough one.
The race began at a pace few would be able to maintain, with Sloth-Nielsen pushing to the absolute maximum right from the gun. The Dane clearly intent on taking charge. Only the French trio and Germany's Sébastien Nief dared hold his pace, while a strung-out chase pack led by Carabin did their best to hold on. Not the ideal start for Maxime Chanet, who went down hard in the opening metres of the race, but it didn't take long for the Frenchman to regroup and mount one of the best comebacks the series has seen so far. Onto the bike, a large group of 9 athletes were led by a charging Sloth-Nielsen, now taking full advantage of his strongest discipline. With the fast descents and steep climbs coming thick and fast, the Danes seemed to be relishing the chance to be in the lead this early, asking for no assistance up front as he continued to set a dangerous pace on the first lap. Reaching the toughest climb on the course, Sloth-Nielsen dropped the hammer even harder to completely explode that chase pack, first dispatching Carabin, Duprat, Bonacina and eventually world champion Arthur Serrières to make it Sloth-Nielsen versus the Forissier brothers in the final section. A slow transition from Sloth-Nielsen saw Felix Forissier dart out of T2 to take an ambitious lead, but the Dane was quickly up on the shoulder of the Frenchman, who seemed to be on the limit for perhaps the first time this season. With a long overdue World Cup win now in sight, Sloth-Nielsen didn't need to ask twice, twisting the knife on the steep switchbacks to open the gap and run his way into the biggest win of his career so far.
Yeah, I tried to be in charge of the race because I knew that I was in an even more favorable position coming into the race, as it was a duathlon, and that's what actually panned out for most of the race.
Fairly beaten by a margin of 1 minute and 19 seconds, Felix Forissier crossed the line in second for a 5th consecutive podium finish this year. Fighting off cramps, Arthur Forissier did just enough to keep his place on the podium ahead of a charging Sébastien Carabin. Completing an incredible comeback from absolute last position after his opening fall, Maxime Chanet systematically worked his way through the field to claim an impressive 5th place finish, a monster push that sees the Frenchman retain his 4th position in the overall rankings. The women's field has been increasingly contested in recent times, with newcomers such as Annette Grabmüller and Anna Zender now putting the core 4 athletes under mounting pressure.
It's gonna be tough because the 5 girls in front of me are really strong. But as for me, what I can do, I'm definitely gonna like focus on the races, train well, smash, give my everything at every race and have fun. And also, yeah, try to maybe at some point beat one of the girls. So.
But with series leader Solène Bilwan still recovering from illness, the biggest question on everyone's lips was who would be able to capitalise most on the unexpected change of format. It was Italy's Sandra Meyerhofer who made the first move, during the opening run that started at blistering pace. Using the first steep climb to split the lead pack, Meyerhofer pushed hard up the hill to open a gap ahead of Annette Grabmüller, Naomi Bigato and Anna Zender, who had already distanced themselves from the series leader Solène Bilwan and defending World Cup champion Elise Patiez. In a near replica performance of Oak Mountain, Meyerhofer kept the pace through transition and immediately went to work on the bike, putting the hammer down from the very first kilometre to eliminate almost any chance of a challenge. Attacking the uphills and using her technical skill on the downhill to recover, the Italian rode completely uncontested throughout the whole 35 kilometres. Behind Meyerhofer, the fight for positions was on, with Bilwan making the first move to push past Grabmüller to take second. Elise Patiez then followed suit to make her move into third, but at the front of the race belonged to Meyerhofer. With more than 3 minutes to work with, Meyerhofer was never in danger on the run course, using the out and back sections of the course to gauge the gap to ensure that she had done enough. The Italian wrapped it up with ease for a second full distance win in a row.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the win today. I ran full gas from the beginning on because I knew that I have to push really hard on the climbs to make the gap bigger, and yeah, it worked out pretty good.
Solène Bilwan held on long enough, bagging herself an impressive 90 series points in a race against the odds. In a late surge, Marta Mendito put her strongest discipline on full display, charging from 5th place into 3rd to make 2 Italian names on the podium of stop number 4 of the series. Another historic moment for the Citadel, and one that Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen won't soon forget. A well-earned win for the Dane and a second win for Meyerhofer leaves both series leaders with less of a gap up top, and still plenty to fight for in the series. Felix Farissier holds his lead at the top for now, but a rejuvenated Sloth-Nielsen will surely be a big concern for both Farissier brothers as he moves into 2nd place overall with a taste for blood. It's still a comfortable lead at the top for Solène Bilwan, but even with a return to full strength, the world champ will need to find a way to derail the building momentum of a seemingly unstoppable Sandra Meyerhofer. 4 stops down, 3 to go, with Quebec set to make its series debut next month, serving as the next double feature stop with a chance to score big. Check out the XTERRA World Cup series page on xterraplanet.com for more World Cup content, and be sure to like and subscribe to the channel to find out who will be next to hold the XTERRA World Cup title.